well, if you love cars and if you want the racing game just to relax and enjoy, then go for the Forza Horizon. Do you want more details? Well, of course. And this video, we're going to be discussing Forza Horizon 5 and whether it is worth it to buy right now, or you just should ignore it and move to other racing franchises. So, without further ado, let's just get it started. And as always, I'm going to be giving you the answer right away. And yeah, as you understand, Forza Horizon is absolutely worth to play. However, whether it's worth to buy, that's another question. And yeah, if you want a racing game where you're not forced to be just the best, and where you can just sit down and enjoy and relax the game every single evening for the foreseeable future, then yeah, this game is absolutely worth it for you. But let's get to the details and discuss all the goods and bads of the Forza Horizon 5. First things first, what is Forza Horizon 5? I'm pretty sure if you're here, you already know this, because Forza series is one of the most known series in the gaming, both on Xbox and on PC. Unfortunately, not available on a PlayStation and any other consoles. And the Forza Horizon 5 is an open world racing game. It's not a racing simulator per se, because it's more leans towards an arcade game, or rather it tries to balance arcade-ish type of gameplay, like from Need for Speed to more simulator games like, for example, Gran Turismo. And it's doing it pretty well, because the game is fun enough and easy enough for every casual to play, yet it has some elements that will be great for the car enthusiasts. So you are playing on this large open world map, which is meant to be a part of Mexico, and you are taking part into the Horizon Festival. And this festival is basically a large fun event where a lot of racing and car-based events are taking the place, and you are an international superstar that is taking part in the Horizon Festival, basically. Yeah, overall, your goal is just to take part in these racing events and then just basically have fun. Despite what a lot of people might think about Forza Horizon, this is not a linear game like a Need for Speed or any other games where you are starting from the bottom and you need to reach the top. In this game, you are already on the top. You're already one of the best racers in the world, and your goal is just basically to show off. Forza Horizon is not a linear game. It's basically a large playground for the cars. You have different type of terrains where you can go anywhere you want. You have a bunch of different cars. You can unlock practically all of them by playing the game, and with a bunch of different events that you unlock as you level up, but they are just made to just show off the game in itself, not to progress you through the story. In the game, you have a few storylines, a few small quest-ish types stories as well, but yeah, they don't really matter. They're just there to, well, have something if you want to have it there. As for the race types, majority of them are just your regular races, like just go and race in a desert or an off-road or in a city, or you can have a special event, like for example racing against the planes, or race against a train, or race against a group on a jet skis or a dirt bikes, or even an entire boat. There's a lot of things that you can do in this game, and majority of those events are just dotted around the map, and you just need to go there and play it. And other than basic races and events, there are also community-made events as well, which makes the game insanely huge and pretty much impossible to beat in its entirety. As for the cars, as I said, you don't unlock the cars from the beginning and from the worst to the best. Every single car has its own utility, and every single car is needed, because the cars are actually divided in the classes, and the races are based on the classes and your class scores. For example, if you have a B class car, all the other cars in the race will be the B class in more or less the same performance as yours, but it will never be like borderline to the other class. For example, on the B class, you have the score of around, I think it was an 800, and 801 is already an A class, so there will be no one with an 801 score. Basically the maximum will be an 800, and the classes of the cars are based on what type of parts are they using and what type of cars are they. Basically every single car can be used in every single race, and unless there are very specific restrictions there. And you can have a park of hundreds and hundreds of different cars at your disposal, and you can modify them in many ways, including the tuning of the car, which will be very interesting for more or less professionals in the car, for more or less car enthusiasts. And if you're into this, yeah, you can transform any car basically into the car of your dreams, and they will handle and drive however you want. But that's a thing that you actually need to learn yourself. You have no idea what does any of those things mean. But if you don't know any of the tuning stuff, you really don't need that you don't really need that. So you can just ignore it entirely. That's more like a part made for enthusiasts. Is this all sunshine and rainbows? Well, actually, not really. I'm not really impressed with the AI of the cars. They're not very smart. So if you're looking something very challenging and very intense, well, no, you're not gonna get this. Even on the highest difficulties, the races are actually not that difficult. They're never impossible to beat, and you will always go on the first place. Plus, with the rewind time mechanic, which is the staple of Forza Horizon, it's basically impossible to lose the races unless you actually really try to do so. For some, it might be a bit difficult, but it was not that difficult for me. And the other thing that is not great for me that I didn't like is an interface of the game. Boy, especially the seasonal events interface. So game actually has some seasonal events, so they have seasons going on, and that means literal seasons. There are 4 seasons in the game: spring, summer, fall, and winter, and they last, I think, around a week in real game and in the real time. And during those seasons, you have a special objectives that you need to complete in order to win rare cars and rare, basically, collectibles. And all of those scores also accumulates on the, well, yearly score as well, where you have even rarer cars and rarer collectibles. But the interface for this is so bad that I literally had no idea what it was and how to use it for months. I kid you not, I had no idea that was there. I was just playing the game and I had no idea that you can actually use those. It's that bad. Plus, a lot of things is very difficult to find for the beginners. For example, at the beginning, I spent so much time to find a place where I could just tune my car that it was just not fun. So yeah, interface of this game is not great in some places. In other places, it's good enough, but yeah, it's not that great. But yeah, game is fun, game is cool, but is it worth it though? How much should you pay for it, or rather, should you pay for it at all? So let's now talk about the Steam version of the game. So game is available on Steam for the base price of $59.99 for tier 1 countries and $34.78 for tier 2 countries, and it can go as low as $50.99 for tier 1 countries and $29.56 for tier 2 countries. So as you can see, it has never been on a deep discount because yeah, game is fairly new. It came out in 2021. But the game is also available on a Game Pass, and this is probably one of the best games for the Game Pass, and that's actually how I played it, both on PC and on Xbox. And if you want the comparison of the performances, it works great on basically every platform. I played on Xbox Series S, even at 1080p, it looks great. So yeah, don't worry about the performance of the game. So is this game actually worth it? Well, to be fair, I would not buy this game on Steam. I actually did not buy this game on Steam because for me, getting this game on a Game Pass was actually far better bargain. You see, you can get the first month of the Game Pass for $1, and after that, it's only $10 for the base Game Pass on one platform. So being one of the best games on a Game Pass, this is one of the few games that is actually worth to get Game Pass for. So if I were you, I would suggest you to get the Game Pass and play it there. And if you love it too much and you are just not against spending $60 on this game or $30 on this game, then go and get it afterward. But if you 100% need to get this game on Steam, and if you know what type of game this is, and if you love racing games, then yeah, why not? It's 100% worth it. You are not gonna get just 60 hours from this game. This is the game that I've been playing for 5 months now. 5 months, and I simply love it in the same way that I loved it in the first day. The game is simply great and amazing. If you're expecting some amazing changes in the gameplay after some time, you won't see it because the game is actually giving you exactly what you're gonna get from the first seconds of the game, and if you love it, you're gonna enjoy it till the end. But as you continue the game, you're just gonna get more of it, and you're gonna just love it. Overall, yes, I highly suggest Forza Horizon 5 as one of the best, more or less casual racing games, and you're gonna have a lot of fun from it, unless you just don't demand too much from it as from every other game, because this game is casual game. It's not a serious game, and you should not take it as a serious game. If you play it every other night just for a few minutes or maybe even hour, this game will last you for a really long time. And if you play it on a console, this might be the best couch game for your console and for your friends. So yeah, go and get it. Well, this should be for today. Thank you for being here with me. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. See ya.